A question that's been plaguing me for a minute has been, why do certain kinds of people always argue for access to children? Now, when I say certain kinds of people, I'm going to very specifically describe people who put on drag shows, or more specifically, drag shows that are very risque, burlesque, or otherwise sexual in nature. Now, their arguments always run somewhere along the lines of, oh, we need to normalize this. Well, my question is, why? Are children really clamoring for this? And they'll always ask the question, what's the harm? And I'll get to that in just a second, but I would always counter with the question, what's the good? What possible good could there come from having a bunch of men act clownish and hyperactive and oftentimes very revealing fetish gear around kids? What precisely is the benefit of that? And also, who does it benefit? Because here's the thing. Kids will be entertained by pretty much anything. You know, you can give a kid a stick in the woods and he'll run around and play with it, so it's not like the kids need entertainment. Kids are choked with entertainment. They're swarmed by a million different video games, all competing for their entertainment. There's a million books out there. There are a million TV shows. There are every single bit of entertainment possibly geared towards them, both educational and not. So what's the good? It's not like these kids actually are demanding this sort of thing. In fact, it only seems like it's the adults who are demanding this sort of thing. And what sort of adults demands access to children, and demands access to children specifically while wearing fetish gear? I'm not trying to be inflammatory with these questions, I'm just asking very serious questions here, because I think they really need to be asked. Also, what kind of person wants to act so hyperactive and goofy and, dare I say, beguiling towards children? Now, when you are a child, eventually speaking, you start to look around and say, well, I'm not a kid anymore, I want to hang out with the older kids. So, naturally, you hang out with your more mature friend group. And then when you become a teenager, well, you don't really want to hang around kids, you want to hang around other teenagers. And I would imagine most of us, when we become adults, we only really want to hang around other adults. Because other adults share our interests, other adults share our maturity level, hopefully. Other adults are, well, they're on our level, socially, psychologically, in many other ways. So why are certain people so adamant about entering the world of children? Does it not raise any red flags when someone demands to swim in the kiddie pool with the rest of the kids, rather than swim in the regular pool with all the adults? You see, there's a reason that we segregate society into these age groups. And the reason is well, because as you reach different age brackets and levels of maturity, well, your interests change, your needs change, your desires change, because you're in a different stage of life. So somebody who has the needs and desires of an adult, demanding to be allowed access to other people's children, dare I say, it raises some red flags. It raises some suspicions. Now, I personally love horror movies, and when I saw the book It was being adapted again, I was like, oh, well, you know, let's go ahead and see how this works. And I loved the movie. It was a great movie, excellent horror film. But here's the thing, I see a lot of parallels between a creature that dresses up like a clown demon in order to get close to children, in order to devour them. Sometimes, you know, putting on a different face and a different name and a different disguise and changing their identity and then acting childlike to lure the kids in. There's a particularly chilling scene from the second part of the movie where the demon clown who devours children pretends to be upset and wounded and sad in order to evoke sympathy, in order to put people off their guard. Because, see, here's the thing. Adults don't act like that. So why do we see so many adults acting like that now? Now, some of you may already have the answers to these questions formulated in your mind, but in case you know somebody, or you know several somebodies who, well, they don't really see the issue in this, I would ask that you ask them these same questions. What sort of person is so adamant about having access to kids that aren't theirs, and what sort of person acts hyperactive and goofy like, again, and then dresses themselves up like a clown demon in order to get closer to kids? John Wayne Gacy comes to mind. There's a thing in the natural world where predators will disguise themselves as different creatures in order to get closer to their prey. And simply put, humans are very adaptive creatures. Well, that's pretty much all the questions I want to pose for this video. So, once again, y'all have a very nice day, and stay safe out there. And act your own age. There's a lot of benefits that come with that. Have a good day.